Hey guys, it's Dave. Welcome back to Talking Wolves. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe, and welcome back to a brand new transfer news and rumours video. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe. And what a win it was yesterday, last night for Wolverhampton Wanderers, beating Manchester United at Old Trafford in the league for the first time in yonks. So a really good win, and we're back today to update you with what's been going on recently over the last week or so. We had an update last week, mainly regarding players that were coming back from injury and so on, but we do have a little bit more transfer news now we've got into the January transfer window. As always, guys, be sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're going to start off with two players that have actually been recalled by Wolves. There was a report out on Sunday afternoon by John Percy of The Telegraph, who tends to be fairly reliable on this sort of thing. And he said the Wolves were definitely going to be recalling Dion Sanderson from Birmingham City. The centre-back has enjoyed a really good season so far at the Blues. And that has been confirmed today by Wolves, that Dion Sanderson is now back at the club. It was expected, especially with Romain Saiss going off to Africa Cup of Nations duty with Morocco. And Dion's been doing quite well, really. And been sort of on the fringes of the first team for the last couple of years or so, and had three really promising loan moves at Cardiff City, Sunderland, and now most recently Birmingham City. So be good to see him back and good to see him in first team action to see how he can get on. Another player that John Percy had said the Wolves were considering was Ryan Giles. Again, that was confirmed by the club yesterday. Had a really good stint as well as a left wing back for Cardiff City. Has left Cardiff City as the top assist maker in the Championship so far this season with 9 assists. Be quite intriguing to see what the plans are for him and for Bruno Lage, because obviously we've got Ryan Aït-Nouri, we've got Marcel at left wing back. Is Marcel going to be used as a centre back, or are we going to see Ryan Giles play further forward as a winger? I'm not so sure. So I am quite intrigued to see how the move for Ryan Giles pans out. And the other player that was mentioned in that article was Morgan Gibbs-White. As it stands, the plan is to keep him at Sheffield United. But we'll keep our eye on that, because things may well change on that in the coming weeks or so. Also mentioned on that article was Mr. Adama Traore. Now, of course, his future has been uncertain for probably coming up to 12 months or so now. Wolves batted back a number of large bids from Tottenham Hotspur. I say large bids, some of them were pretty stupid as well, the loan bids that Spurs had put forward. But this article also said Tottenham and West Ham United are now a new club in the mix. They're keeping a very close eye on his situation and what's going on. It's said that the contract situation with Wolves has sort of, come to a standstill, really. One of the main reasons being that Adama Traore's representatives want a release clause in the contract. Now, it's always difficult for clubs, if Adama's agent and so on, they want a much lower release clause than what Wolves value him at. So it's one of those at the moment. So David Moyes, to be fair, in the last 24 hours or so, has said that the rumours linking West Ham with Adama are false. So Spurs really now are the main club and the only club that have been linked with him at the moment. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens with Adama this window, because as soon as you go into the summer window, less than a year left on his contract, his value is just going to dwindle and dwindle. So we'll have to see what happens there with Adama Traore. They're saying around 20 million quid. We paid 18 million pounds for Adama. So are we going to cash in on him for just a couple of £1 million profit? We might have to. You don't know. Now, one of the big rumours that has come about mainly over the last 24 hours or so after the Manchester United game yesterday were regarding Mr. Matt Doherty, former Wolves right wing back, of course. Moved to Spurs just over a year ago now, coming up to 2 years. Left to join Spurs, I think it was about 14 million pounds. And every now and then you see somebody mention, Wolves should sign Matt Doherty, we should re-sign him. Well, there have been rumours coming about, not by fantastic sources if I'm honest, a lot of it coming from the Spurs end, that Wolves have actually submitted a bid to re-sign Doc. Now, like I said, there's not been any major sources on this. Football Insider have jumped on it this morning, but with my experience of doing Talking Walls, especially over the last 12 months or so, you have to take what Football Insider say with a huge pinch of salt. So, as far as I'm aware, with people that I've spoken to and people that I trust, there is, as of today, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but as of today, there is no truth in the Matt Doherty to Wolves rumours once again. And you just have to use a little bit of common sense with it really as well, that Doc will want to leave Tottenham for more first team football. Is he going to get it at Wolves? No, because we've got Nelson Semedo, who the club paid a big chunk of money for. There are whispers that Atletico Madrid might come in for Semedo if Trippier leaves, but I don't think they will want to pay the money that Wolves will want for Semedo, who's looked fantastic under Bruno Lage, by the way. The only thinking could be if Keanu Hoover goes out on loan and we bring Doc back. But again, he's going to be a backup player, so it makes no sense. But like I said, as of today, from what I've been told, there is no truth in Wolves going back in for Matt Doherty. Some interesting news coming from Switzerland yesterday as well. Now, Wolves, of course, have a good affiliation with Grasshoppers Zurich over in Switzerland. They were a team that were bought by the wife of Fosun owner Guo Guangchang last year, or the year before now. So you would have seen over the last 12, 24 months or so that Wolves have sent many players out on loan there. It's become a little bit of a running joke now, but Leo Bonatini's there, been there. Bender Gutzboller, who we signed in the summer. I think Conor Ronan had a little stint there. Leonardo Campana. So we've had plenty of players out there, and including Totti Gomez, who was a Portuguese centre-half that we signed, and he's been out in Switzerland for the last couple of years or so. Now, this report from Switzerland has suggested that two Grasshopper Zurich players, one of them being Totti Gomez, who's on loan from Wolves, and the other one being Hayao Kawabe, who's a Japanese midfielder, they're actually going to be training with Wolves over the next couple of weeks or so, whilst the Swiss club are on their winter break. Now, this has been approved by the sporting director at Grasshoppers, who is former Wolves midfielder and former Wolves loan manager Sei Olofinjana. He's working over in Switzerland now, and it's been approved by him. So it's quite intriguing, actually. Once again, for Bruno Lage to see what Totti Gomez is all about. We're maybe looking at bringing him back next year. But also with Hayao Kawabe, is he going to be a player that the club are looking to sign, or maybe the club are going to be interested in? I think he's about 26 years of age. He's not, he's not a young midfielder by any stretch of the imagination, but maybe he could be a player that Wolves will look to bring in. And with this affiliation with Grasshoppers, it's not going to cost the club a huge amount of money. I don't know. I don't know much about him. Maybe I'll have to look a little bit more into him. But it's worth keeping an eye on that one for sure. So Totti Gomez and Kawabe coming back coming to Wolves to train. Little whispers on Renato Sanchez as well. Nothing too concrete on that right now. But Alex Crook from TalkSport, who actually initially broke the news regarding Wolves and Renato Sanchez in the summer, has said Wolves are still looking closely at Renato Sanchez's situation going into this transfer window. I cannot see this happening without a player going. With Renato going out, maybe we will look to bring Renato Sanchez with Adama. If he's sold, we may well look to bring Renato in. But at the moment, I just can't see it happening. But we'll keep a close eye on it. And one other one is from the Derry Journal. Derry City striker Michael Harris, a 19-year-old forward. He had been on trial at Wolves previously, but will be returning to the club for another trial in the coming weeks for some friendly and practice matches with the under 18s and probably the under 23s at Wolves, with a view of actually signing the striker. So may well be another youngster joining the club this January. And to finish off, Talking Wolves, we've struck up a little partnership with BBC Sport, so we're going to be doing small articles every week or every other week over on their website. So the one dropped today was written by myself. Matt's also done one last week as well. I'll actually leave a link in the description, but just small articles with Talking Wolves and BBC Sport if you want to go and check those out as well. But other than that, guys, I think I've pretty much covered what needs to be covered. If you guys want or have any questions about any transfers in particular, do let me know in the comment section down below. I'll try my best to answer them. But until next time, guys, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you all very, very soon.